Today we will be reviewing the AcuLoan space in Acumatica, as well as a brief overview demo of Acumatica. Before we dive into some more AcuLoan specifics, we will take a look at some of the Acumatica basics. As you can see, I'm on a dashboard for Acumatica, which happens to be the AcuLoan loan book overview. Along the top portion of the screen, we have the universal search function, the different companies and branches, the date and time, as well as the different help screens within Acumatica for this page. Along the left-hand side, we have the different workspaces for this user. We're on dashboards, but you can see that we have the AcuLoan workspace, which we will review in a minute. These workspaces are completely configurable. As you can see, we can edit this menu here. We can take away and add as many workspaces as the user is allowed. I'm logged into admin, so I can see a lot of the different workspaces in Acumatica. Let's review the workspace for AcuLoan. In this workspace, we are able to do a lot of configuration for the users. You're able to see many different things on the screen. If we start here with this Show All, Show Less menu, the show all brings up everything that's available on the screen. If we do show less, we're able to see just the few things that the user uses maybe all the time. If we go to this gear here, we can configure the quick menu. Here we're able to select items that the user uses all the time. Say we want all of the transactions available, as well as all of these inquiries available. If we click exit, now those show up on that show less menu. We also have this little star here to the left of each of these. If I do this, it will add to my favorites workspace. Easy for quick access. We also have several ways that we can get to the same menu item. We can click on the new. We can click here. We're also able to, if we want to, click on it with our right hand button, and it can open up in a new tab or a new window. If we're looking at our dashboard for AcuLoan, you can see it's titled Loan Book Overview. These are the same as how Acumatica would be. It's all configurable to how the user would like to see it. We have many different tiles and widgets here. We're able to click Design, and this will pop up the design menu for each of the widgets and tiles. Here, let's click on the Total Loan Book Value Design button. Here we can see where the inquiry is pulling from. We can see its loan accounts. We can see what the normal level is and what will cause it to alarm, which would be what would cause it to change color. And we can see what the colors are here. Again, completely configurable to each user. We also have what the title is. Click Finish here. When we're done editing, we just click the design again, and we will go back to the uneditable version of the dashboard. Again, we like to reiterate that the AcuLoan workspace is embedded right within Acumatica, so it looks the same, which is a great feature of AcuLoan. I would like to review some of the AcuLoan features, so I'm going to dive right into that now. To start, I will review all of the workspace here, and then we'll dive into everything a little bit more. So as you can see in the AcuLoan workspace, we have things like transactions, profiles, the different processes that can happen with a loan account in AcuLoan, the different inquiries and reports that can be run, as well as the different preferences that can be preset in AcuLoan. A lot of these you won't touch once you have these set up, which is a really great feature because a lot of them will pre-fill to the loan account. So I guess we will start with the preferences because, like I said, a lot of these will be preset. So I will dive in to loan management preferences here. Here, this is something that users don't typically see, but I do like to show. We have things like write-off parameters and loan preferences. We have debitor or creditor that you can preset all of your loans to load into. Also things like tax ID, as well as numbering settings, how you like those to be set up. If we're talking about loan status, there's 5 that are preset into the system, but you can add more. We have things like inactive, active, and developing. When we're talking about loan classes, these would be the types of loans that your company deals with. For example, mortgage loans, student loans, those types of things. So for example, in here we have a payroll loan, a fixed loan, and a linked prime loan. So if I click on this payroll loan, you can see then that we have other information linked to this loan. You can see that all of the loans that are then tagged payroll will have the weekly payment frequency. They will all be collected Monday. They have some interest payment details as well as a transaction in a report group linked to them. However, when we're creating the loan account for the payroll loan class and say the payment frequency needs to change for that specific loan account, you're able to do that within the single loan account. When we're talking about transaction codes and transaction sets, transaction codes are those things that happen within the individual loan. So things like advances, writing off certain amounts, maybe an initiation fee. We set these up in the system so that they can happen automatically and you don't have to enter these in line item by line item. In addition, we have transaction sets, so we're able to group those together by the specific loan classes. So right now we just have a default set in here, but as you can see, this is a set of those all grouped together with the account debit and the account credit, so those post to the right location. If we take a look at a loan account, I will pull up here loan test customer. In this loan account, you can see that each loan has a unique loan ID. This status is active. This is after you can change and initiate the loan. It will be moved to active status. You can see there is a business account and the loan class that was selected. This is that loan type debtor like we talked about, and the loan description given. This could be a various number of things depending on the user. If we go down here to the bottom, you can see general information, the dates of the loan, payment settings, as well as statement cycle, things like interest details. We have several other items here along the center. Those transactions that we talked about, those can be right here in the center. Also disbursements, and you'll see the summary over here on the right-hand side. Also, we have things like statements. Those would pull up here in the center. If there's any files that are required for the loan account to be opened, we can require those. Any activities linked to the loan account, things like emails, phone calls, tasks, those would be right here in the loan account. No need to go off the workspace or into another page or anything like that. Another great item of AcuLoan is mailing and printing, so we can see all of the emails, correspondences, and things of that nature within the loan account. Now, if we're to look at a few of the inquiries and reports within AcuLoan, I will take you through a few of those. The first one that I would like to show you is the loan summary. So as you can see here, this is a summary for all of the loans in the system. You can see the interest rate, the reference number that it's linked to, the report group, and this is the status as active. If we were to change this to developing, this would change, and we could see that we have two loans that are in the developing status, their interest rate, their current balance, their total principal, all of that. Now I would like to navigate to another report called Transaction History. Running reports in Acumatica is very simple. It only takes a few seconds to run a report. So if I was to click on that same report that I was working on before and run report, it should just take a few seconds to pull up. And as you can see here, we have a statement with the information from the loan. You can see that monthly, different transactions linked to the loan. And even if you wanted to get fancy, we would change the logo here on the top with your company's information. So what I'm quickly going to show you here before we end this brief demo is how to add in a new loan account now that you've kind of seen the overall process. So first thing we'll need to do is add in a business account. So I will just choose Alt Ace here. Our loan class, as you saw before, we have 3 different. So I'll just select this one. And once you saw that I selected the loan class, I pre-filled in some of this data here. That was some of those preferences that we had set up before, which also filled in some of these payment frequencies and collection days. So that should go ahead, and that's pretty much everything that you need to fill out to start your loan account. From there, you would go ahead and see that it pre-filled in some disbursements. So we would add in some money information here. And from there, we could go ahead and save the account, and we would be able to start doing things like adding our amortization tables, running some reports, and whatever else needed to be done on this specific loan account. If you have any questions, please reach out to Polaris Business Solutions, and we would love to show you a full demo of how AcuLoan works for Acumatica.